Hi everyone. In this video, I will give you a brief overview of what is ConnectBooks. So ConnectBooks is an accounting automation tool for e-commerce sellers. ConnectBooks will connect to your Amazon storefront, eBay, Walmart, or Shopify via Amazon API or using the Walmart API for each marketplace, and then bring the data into QuickBooks. We connect with all Amazon platforms, UK, US, all of them out there. What makes ConnectBooks different than all the other platforms out there? You can clearly see here our mission statement. Sync all your Amazon data to QuickBooks and get clear about profits. So there's a lot of platforms out there that push data over to QuickBooks. The problem is that when the $1 million question comes, why did I make so little money last month? Or which products are making money? Or how can I make my business more profitable? All those questions will be answered with ConnectBooks. So let's dive into this. We have an Amazon store here. These are the net proceeds. So the way Amazon works is that you get paid on a bi-weekly disbursement, meaning orders come in. After 2 weeks, it closes out. Amazon makes a total and they pay you out. So in this case, we got $71,000 as a proceeds. The sales actually were $164,000. And these were the refunds, and these are the expenses on the Amazon account. The next disbursement was $10,000, and the sales were actually $125,000. And these were the refunds, these were the expenses. The next one, we actually got zero. We got no money, but they did 90,000 sales. And Amazon actually withheld $23,000. So the $1 million question is how do we record this properly? How to make sure everything is recorded properly in the right way. We're not going based on deposits, because then you'll have no clue what's going on in your business. Like in this case, you're going to record they didn't do any sales. No, that's not the case. So you need to record the stuff properly. And how do we go about this? So the simple answer is ConnectBooks. With a click of a button, all the data will just flow over properly. It's approximately a 10 to 15 minute setup, and then all the data will come over. So as you see over here, we have a list of disbursements. For example, this $71,000 you saw here, you have over here. You have the $10,000, here you have the $0 disbursements. All you got to do, these are already exported, but once it's on export, you have a button export, or you set it up to auto sync, and it automatically sends over all the data to QuickBooks properly. Now, where we bring it into QuickBooks is going to be in a journal entry format, and you have an option over here to select the chart of accounts. So ConnectBooks will automatically put in here chart of accounts, which we think is the right way to use. If you ever want to change it, you come in here, you just select whatever chart of account is available, and that going forward, all those fees will be pointed to that chart of account. You can also do it via CSV bulk update. So if you want to use it through CSV, just upload a chart of accounts. It's that simple. It's straight in there. Now let me show you how it's going to look in QuickBooks. So in QuickBooks, we have two customers. We set up one called summary, one called inventory. We're first going to dive into the summary. So in the summary, the way ConnectBooks is we bring in all the sales, all the fees, and then a payment that matches exactly the bank account. So let's go to filter. Let's do money received. So as you see over here, we do money received. We have a payment of $71,000, and we go back. This is this payment. So we have the sales, we have all the fees and the expenses, and everything is matched up exactly. So there's no like open AR or no fees not applied or nothing is double counted, because everything that comes in matches the bank deposit. So that means to say everything matches 100%. I see here's the deposit, here's the amount that received $71,000. Here's all the journal entries that ConnectBooks created, and then there's journal entry for sales. Then at the bottom we have the journal entry for fees, which those fees get canceled out towards the sale. It all comes in properly. Another important factor, ConnectBooks also splits the sales by month. So in this case, this disbursement started in March and finished in April. What you want to do is you want to record the sales on March and the sales in April on April. So ConnectBooks also splits all that. As you see in QuickBooks, we have journal entries for March, and then we have more journal entries for April. And then we have one payment which goes accordingly to both. So we will properly do and record everything the right way. Now, what is the difference between the summary integration and the inventory integration? So summary integration is basically where we record all the sales, you get the fees, all the chart of accounts, but you don't have any inventory tracking in QuickBooks. So some people don't want to itemize their QuickBooks, meaning they don't want to have inventory items in QuickBooks. They just want like journal entries, just the chart of accounts. Then for them, this is very straightforward. For the other people who do want to track inventory in QuickBooks, so you'll see over here under the customer called CB Amazon Inventory, we have as a settlement $10,000. If we open up this $10,000 settlement, we have like this. We have an invoice and we have a journal entry. The invoice is very simple. This records all the sales on an item level. So in this case, we sold product 2, 3,378 units, and the total amount is $58,963.64. So we record all the sales on an item level. So that's how this will deduct the inventory out of QuickBooks, meaning if you track inventory in QuickBooks, you want to deduct it from inventory. This will properly deduct it out of inventory. And then regarding the fees, in that sense, we have a journal entry, which that will bring in all the fees. Over here, these are all the journal entry fees that come in, and they go off against these invoices. So in a very short format, we have two options how to bring the data into QuickBooks. Either we can set it up with inventory tracking, where you have SKUs set up in QuickBooks and you track inventory in QuickBooks, or you don't want to have any inventory in QuickBooks, then we just bring it in as a regular journal entry, and we just book all the entries and you map the chart of accounts. Now, what makes ConnectBooks very unique is that when you use our summary integration, which is very popular and a lot of people like to use it, with ConnectBooks, you'll have the option to record the cost of goods sold. So what happens when we bring in total sales? So let me show you here. This is a report that ConnectBooks has. Okay. So for example, if a product sells for units sold 22 units, these are the gross sales, these are the Amazon fees. Let's say in this case we have a cost of goods sold, right? So if this product sells 2,200 units, and let's say the product costs $1, okay? So then we need to record $2,200 in terms of cost of goods sold. Now, what happens when the cost changes? So if let's say the product is one price, so it's $1, then it's very simple and very straightforward because the price is always $1. But if in January it's $1, in February it's $2, and March is $3, how do we record that properly? Especially in accounting, we want to make sure that when we run our report, we don't see every month $1. In January we see $1, in February we see $2, and the same as we want to see in QuickBooks. So how do we record that properly? So on ConnectBooks, there's a product cost tab. So you can go to your product sheet. Under products, you have a product cost tab, and over here we have something called cost period. So for example, over here we have the option to say that up to 228 was $6. Then from there it went to 5, and then it went back. Actually, we can also put in something called a prep cost. It went up to 8. We have old stock, meaning we can average it out. So the total here actually was $8, but taken into the previous stock with everything, the average is $7.25. So the idea is very simple. That ConnectBooks has an cost of goods sold tracking, which will make sure you have the proper cost when you run your reports, which is very important, and I see this all the time. You can also do an CSV, an Excel bulk update, which basically, this is a very, very cool feature where we basically simplified very much the upload process. So for example, all you got to do is, let's say you have a list of purchases from the month, you just put into Excel sheet the SKU, the cost, the date, the quantity purchased, and just give it an upload to ConnectBooks, and we'll read it all and save it. You don't have to do anything manually. So it's a very simple, straightforward process, which not one other accounting integration platform out there offers this, which makes us very unique. And this is something very important, because if your cost of goods sold is not proper, then you could kind of been thinking you're making money, or you're not making money. You're kind of thinking you're not making money, you are making money. So it's very important to have the proper cost of goods sold. Now let's dive in a minute to the ConnectBooks reports. So on the ConnectBooks reports, we have a whole list of different type of reports. We have here, you see the product, quantity sold, gross sales. If you want to have more data, you want to see what this merchant fees is, you click on the plus sign, you get the merchant fees, you get a full breakdown of all different type of merchant fees. You get the ad spend per product. This account there's no ad spend. We have the storage fees, which this account didn't have. And then we have cost of goods sold, and you have your profit, ROI. So there's a lot of information here, a lot of detail that you get to see over here. You can also play around with the reports. For example, you can add in more columns. There's a lot of more information, like if you want to see a certain fee per product. You can bring in any column. You could do save template. So that's the next time when you come, you don't have to redo the report. Meaning if you're going to customize it, take away columns or bring in certain filters, then ConnectBooks will have it. The other report we have is something called the comparison reports, which this is key. So I'll give you an example. A customer went and sold a product on Amazon in January for $35. They lowered the price afterwards to $30. Question is, are they making more money or are they making less? Sales gone up because the price went down, but the question is the profit margin hitting? And that's what you get to see by us over here. So you have a comparison report, you select the date range, you want to, let's say, break it down by week, by month, by year, and then you see the gross sales across every single week. And then you see the quantity sold, the profit per item. We also have more information that can be added in here as well to kind of do deeper analysis. So you're able to see a breakdown of your sales month by month, week by week, day by day to kind of gain the real clarity and understand what's going on. A lot of new features that are being added onto this is you can also measure your organic sales versus non-organic sales. You can measure you can see the return rate, unsellable returns. All these stuff are being added on here, and you'll be able to see exactly how well the product is doing. Another different report is we have an inventory report. This will tell you how much your inventory value is in FBA, plus what your predictive quantities of replenishing FBAs. So in this case, we tell you this is the total available you have. This is how much you reserved, how much days of supply you have left. Like I have left, let's say 11 days, and this is when you should send it into FBA, how many you should send. And all these settings can be done on the inventory settings, where you put in how much the reorder days, safety stock, lead time. This can all be done over here. So in summary, what ConnectBooks is, we have our accounting integration, which we integrate and send the data to QuickBooks, where you can be able to see exactly on every single product, you see on your business exactly every month how much money you're making. If you want to get more granular, more in detail, and you're like, okay, so which products are making money, which products are not making money, that you come to the reporting tool that we have on our website, which will give you the breakdown of every product. Also, what's very important is that our reporting tool will have the same numbers that you see in QuickBooks. So a lot of times people like to use different reporting tools. Everybody has different ways of reporting. We make sure that the numbers we have in our reports, it's the same data that we bring in here that we send to QuickBooks. So the numbers will match, and you'll be able to see every single thing that goes on. There's a lot more to the reports. There's a lot more to the comparison reports, a lot more to the inventory report. The purpose of this video is not a demo of each one. It's more of an overview. So if you have more questions about certain specifics, feel free to reach out to us. We have a lot of more videos we can send you, or we can get on the phone and go it over with you and just explain to you exactly what everything is. Thank you very much.